Okay, there we go. Let me cut you.
Okay, so
all right, Ryan, will you mute yourself really quick? Thank you. Okay, so thank you guys for jumping on tonight. There are so many new faces, which is so exciting to see all of y'all. I'm going to share this with Cass so she can see everyone too. Thank you for taking time away from your families and jumping on here. I really wanted for you ladies, I don't know about y'all, but there's just been so much momentum on our team and so many great things with the company happening that I'm super, super pumped. And I just have 3 girls that I wanted you to hear from that have 3 different stories, but very successful stories. Because you can hear from me all day and you might not relate to me, but I'm hoping that one of these girls, if you haven't related to me yet, maybe their story will inspire you. So Tiff, what I'd really love for you to share is kind of fast forward, not when you joined, but fast forward to about January. And will you kind of just tell people where you were, where your mind was, and how you got to Diamond?
So basically, in January, I was a Ruby, and my husband, I had him built underneath me, and he was almost a Ruby. I wasn't even boxed for Emerald. I knew that big bonuses were fixing to be announced, but it really didn't. I guess my mindset really wasn't focused on getting a bonus. Like I didn't have the drive to get a bonus at that time. I didn't start fighting until bonuses were announced, and it just didn't get real for me till then. So conference was the end of January last year, or was it, Courtney?
It was the beginning of February, I think.
Well, it was right at February.
Yes.
That the fight. Like they announced bonuses, and I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm not even boxed for Emerald. Definitely not boxed for Diamond, but I'm going to go for this. And I did. I, got myself, and when I say I got myself, I didn't have, the great foundation of a team underneath me yet. I literally didn't count on my team. If they, if I signed a rock star and they built themselves to Ruby or Emerald or whatever, that was wonderful, but I wasn't going to count on them. I knew what I needed to get to Emerald. I knew what I needed to get to Diamond. I knew that I wanted that $20,000 bonus, and I was going to get it. So I just went out. I woke up about 30 minutes to an hour early, depending on the day. Spent my whole lunch break if I got one. I stayed up late after my family went to sleep and focused strictly on my business. And I did it. I got myself to Emerald and I got myself to Diamond in 28 days. And the fact that, so if you're sitting here and you're not even boxed for Emerald, don't count yourself out because you can do it. We have 31 days in this month. And if I did it in 28 days, you can definitely do it in the 31. You have to fight though every single day. You can't just decide, okay, today's the 15th, I'm going to hustle now. Or I got a week left in the month, I'm going to hustle now. You have to hustle every single day. And that's what I decided when I went into February, that I was going to go in strong. I was going to give it every single thing that I had. And I lost a little bit of sleep, but it was worth it. I mean, 4 months into the business, I hit women, and 7 months into the business, I retired. So it's definitely worth it. You just have to fight for it. You have to want that fight. And in February, I woke up and I wanted it and I got it.
Whenever you say that you fought for it and you got yourself there, can you elaborate a little bit for anyone that may be new? Because I know what you mean, and I know how you probably viewed your chart. Can you kind of verbalize what you thought of when you saw your chart and what those boxes meant to you, like versus, this is Susie's box. I know that's not how you looked at your chart. How did you look at your chart?
Looked at my chart, I knew that every single one of those boxes I had to fill. I didn't, it was just something that I had to do. So I went out there and I found every distributor and filled my own chart. Diamond's 24 distributors, and I knew I needed 24 distributors. And I went out there and I asked everybody. If I had potentials literally say, okay, well, I'm going to sign up Friday. I wasn't going to wait till Friday. I'd ask 10 more people, 20 more people, 30 more people, because what if come Friday they backed out? you always have to have a backup plan. Come Friday, that's great if 10 people sign up, but in the event that they don't, you want to have that backup plan. So I never stopped asking. To look at your, when you have your chart, whether you're going for executive, you're going for ruby, emerald, diamond, whatever you're going for, you need to look at that, and you need to have the mentality that this is my team. This is my distributors. This is what I need to do. I need to fill these boxes. I need to go out and find these distributors. And if you sign someone and they build themselves to emerald in the meantime, that's wonderful. That's a bonus for you. But you don't need to count on your team to focus on, or to help build you to diamond, or help build you to double, or whatever the case may be. You need to do it yourself. And I promise you, if you can go out there and you can find those 24 distributors for diamond and focus strictly on filling your own chart, then your paycheck will be bigger than anyone else's paycheck. If you had a diamond come in and built their own self, or emerald come in and built their own self, you're not going to have as big of a paycheck as if you went out there and hustled and did it yourself. So I hope that answered your question.
Yes, thank you. No, I just think that's so important, because sometimes whenever girls come in, they look at their chart and they're like, well, if so-and-so's box would just get to 400. And I think that to be successful in this business, you can absolutely not have that mentality. It's one big team. And I don't know about you, but my mentality was, I'm going to diamond, and I'm not going to let a fat fighter order that someone's too lazy to get off their butt and go get hold me back from a bonus.
Exactly. And I'm not kidding you. It is so disheartening. I have people that are literally a couple hundred away from a promotion, but they refuse to go out there and hustle and get loyal customers because they don't want to put it underneath another distributor, because that distributor's not doing the work. And it's very sad, because that's your own paycheck. Stop worrying about what your distributors are doing, because I can tell you, you're going to sign people that just don't have the same drive as you do. And that's fine. I mean, let them run the speed that they want to run, and you keep running your speed, and you keep staying focused and keep signing people and filling up your chart. And I promise you, that's how you will promote. Sign people, get people in the system, loyal customers, distributors, and get them in as fast as you can. And if you have runners, run with them as fast as you can.
Thank you, Tiff. Tiffany's my sideline sister, for those of you who haven't heard her yet. So Tiffany and I are under the same ambassador, so to speak, which some of you, I know that might be a little confusing. Basically, me and Tiff are in the same league, under the same head person, but we don't benefit from each other than she's my friend and I'm her friend, and we pour into each other, and we encourage each other, and we motivate each other. And, if I sign someone, she's like, I'm getting someone in the computer. And if she gets someone in the computer, it keeps me going. And I just want to encourage y'all too, to find somebody like Tiffany, to find a sideline sister that you can have a healthy competition with, but also someone that you can go and say, okay, this is sucking right now. What can I do? Because I love you so much, Tiff, and thank you for taking the time out to always pour into my team.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I'm really excited because I get to see Tiffany in Mexico in a couple of days. So
I'm so excited.
Super excited. Okay, go turn your camera off or whatever and go pack.
Still going to be listening. It was so nice to meet all y'all. I can't wait to hear y'all's stories.
Thanks, Tiff. Okay. I will. Are you turning it off, Tiff?
Yeah, I'm going to mute me.
Okay. So I want next to go Cassidy. Oh, wait. I'm trying to unmute her, and she's sitting next to me. I'm kind of a ding-dong. Okay. So I'm a goober. So Cassidy's story to me is so inspiring. I'll tell you a little bit of it, but then I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? So I was lucky enough to meet Cassidy in March. I signed what I thought was a rock star and the girl that was going to give me to ambassador, and she was amazing, and I still miss her. If you're out there, holler. But she just kind of went away, and that's okay. She brought in a lot of girls, and none of them stuck. None of them stuck. They just didn't. And I was sitting at Ashley Sinclair's house, and you know, the business was hard this summer, and I was just like, come on, like, you know, I'm putting people in, like, I wanted them to do good. I wanted my girls to start exploding. And I just was like, please, God, like, let our business take off again. And Cassidy texted me, and she's like, I'm all in. Like, I want this. And I was like, okay, because I didn't really know her at the time. And she's like, no, I'm serious. And this was in August. And so the rest is history. But I kind of wanted you to explain to them, Cass, like, why did you stop, or why did you watch, and what made you start going?
I stopped because I thought I just couldn't do it, that it wasn't for me. I didn't want to annoy people on social media. That was like the biggest thing for me. I couldn't get over posting more than twice a day. That was huge. Like, that was the biggest problem. And so I sat out and just watched everybody do it. And then Courtney would talk about how she's going to, like, clean out the team page, and anybody who's not working, she's going to delete them. And I was like, oh no, I'm not getting deleted. So I would just keep a loyal or get a distributor so I could just barely hang in the page. And then one day I was sitting there and someone told me, you know, just work, it works, because I needed money really bad because I just moved out on my own. And so I was like, okay, well, I don't really want to. And then one day I was sitting there by myself, and I was like, I'm just going to go for it. I need to do it. So I did it, and I've never been happier. Like, I've only been working it for maybe, a month and a half, 2 months?
Honestly, yeah, about a month and a half. Yeah. Nah, I would say since you signed Ryan, to be honest. She signed a distributor, and which I know he's going through a lot right now. I posted about him earlier, but even that was kind of like, okay, her feet were getting warm again, but it wasn't until September 15th. Whenever she signed Ryan. And kind of, how did you feel whenever you signed Ryan?
Whenever I signed Ryan, I didn't know how she was going to do when she got in here. And, like, literally, as soon as she joined the company, she just started running. She knew what she wanted. She was going to get it. And it has changed my perspective of the way that I look at it works. Like, she made me want more. Like, she made me want to do the best that I can do. She made me want to run. And so she's running, and I'm running with her because she just gave, like, my whole, like, my team and my business life. And I love that.
Did it make you, it made you motivated?
Oh yeah, it motivated me big time.
So do you feel like, what's the difference in, like, how you work your business today, how you worked your business 5 months ago?
I didn't work my business 5 months ago. I just sat around and just kind of watched. And I would come over here and hang out with Courtney, with Maddie, and just kind of sit here and just
literally she would
play on my phone.
She would sit here, and I would be like, okay, I need you to set your sit share up. And she'd be like, yeah, okay. And she would just be texting. And I'm like, okay, so, like, that thing I told you to download. And she'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so pretty. I'm going to choke you. But I never said anything. And I was just like, okay, like, if she doesn't want it, you know, I don't know her. So how do you work your business today? Like, what is your mindset every day when you wake up? What is, like, your drive? What drives your days every day?
My goal is I try to sign 5 distributors a day, which doesn't happen, but that's my goal as soon as I wake up. I probably message over 200 girls a day, honestly. I've messaged about 75 sitting here with Courtney, just from 8 to now. So.
And why?
Because I want it. I want money. I'm tired of being broke.
I just think it's really cool as, like, not really her sponsor, but as her upline. And, you know, she's become one of my best friends, watching her grow into somebody who literally sat here and stared at the wall. Like, seriously, y'all, she would just kind of hang out, and she was here, and she was pretty, and she just wouldn't say much, to being like, I'm getting a distributor today. I don't care what it takes. And, like, it's that fight. That's all it was. It was like, she's the same person as she was 5 months ago. She's just as pretty as she was 5 months ago. She has the same opportunity that she did 5 months ago. but it was like a light switch. It was just, she decided, she was walking on the track and she decided, I'm done walking and like I'm sprinting. And it's so cool to see someone go, all right, I'm all in. Like, I'm all in. And, I don't ever want you to sacrifice your families or your health, but when you're pushing for your first promotions, it is hard. It does take a lot of time. But like Mark, our CEO, says, which I truly believe, is you have to work hard today for a better tomorrow. And if, Cassidy can sit here as the 19-year-old and bust her butt for 2 years and be making $60,000 a month in 2 years, there's no job in America where you can do that, where you have that opportunity. And so it's really cool to see someone's light switch and like their light bulb go off and their light switch, go, and they just start running. So I'm really proud of you. And I hope that inspires you guys, that maybe, I don't want to say your actions don't match your words, but like you just are kind of stuck. There's kind of like a fog. And I had that this summer, kind of like a fog. You know what you want. You know what you need to do. It's like you want to lose weight. Here's your workout plan. But it's like, okay, well, get your butt up, get dressed, and let's go. And that's what I've seen in you. So
when I was just getting started, my friends would tell me, if you start selling, it works. I'm not going to talk to you, and I'm going to unfollow you on everything because that's annoying and you're not going to be successful and I don't want to see it. And so it came to a point where I was like, okay, do I sacrifice my friendships and make money, or do I just listen to them and listen to them tell me that I can't do it? And finally, I just decided, if they're seriously going to say that and be that way, then I'm not going to be friends with them. So I have lost a couple girls who are my friends because I annoy them on social media, and I don't care because I make way more money than they do. And then like another thing is that I learned not to do, and for all the new girls, do not make a It Works page, like for people to like it. That is the worst thing you could ever do. I made one and no one liked it.
We were talking about this earlier, and tell them why, because I did too, and it's probably still out there if you go and look for it. Tell them why, and I'll tell you my why.
Because when you make like a business page, they don't see you. They don't see what you're doing in your life. People want to watch you. People want to see what you're doing. They don't want to just see It Works all the time. They want to see what you're doing in your life and how It Works is evolving into that.
It reminds me of, which some of y'all may not like her, but I love her, and I know you have on her lipstick right now, but like Kylie Jenner, okay? Like, I don't care if you don't like the Kardashians. I do. They're a train wreck, a hot mess, and I love them. I don't really care what's in her lipstick. I'm not going to research it. I'm going to go buy a lip kit because Kylie Jenner's cool and she's ghetto and I love her and I like her, You have to think of it like that. When people get on Insta and they get on Facebook, they're not getting on there to shop, right? They're not. So be you. Keep your Facebook page, be who you are. Draw them to that. Draw them to you. They're not going to connect to a sales ad or a Facebook It Works page. And I'm not saying that rude. I'm saying that because I've been there. I've done that. I even had a boutique before this, and I had 14,000 likes on that boutique page, and I transferred it into an It Works page. Like, I changed the name and I just made it an It Works page with 14,000 people that had liked it, and I've never sold a dang thing on there. It's people are sold on you and the type of person you are and the type of things you like and how they can connect to you. So that's just my biggest piece of advice. I was talking to a girl tonight, and she's like, well, I think I'll create a different Insta. And I was like, let me tell you why. You do that, and people are going to feel like, well, here's Courtney, and here's It Works Courtney. No, this is Courtney. This is who she is every day, all day. You know, what you see is what you get. And yeah, she sells It Works too. So just really keep that in mind about anything in your life. If you separate the two, it's like, if you're a teacher, and you go out in public, like, people still are going to look at you, and that's your brand. There's that teacher. There's that skinny wrap girl that travels, makes bank, and works her business online. Does that make sense? to y'all? Okay. All right. Thank you, Cass. All right, Ryan, are you ready?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So this is Ryan, and she is our new friend from Oregon. And the thing, Ryan, if you will talk about the number one thing is, why did you join? Oh, and who else was trying to recruit you? Because I just think that's funny.
Okay. All right. So I'm scrolling through Instagram halfway through last month, and I had followed Cassidy and had no idea who she was. I just followed her because she was pretty, honestly. And I was like, I want to be her friend. Oh, wait, she lives in Texas. That's never going to happen. So then I kept seeing her posts about it works and stuff. And I was like, okay, this is a backstory to this. This is why I decided I wanted to make more money. So my boyfriend is going to lineman school right now, and he is going to be on the road for like 3 years. And I don't want to be a bump on a log and have him have to pay for everything because we're going to be traveling and I won't be able to work. And so I don't want him having to pay all my bills. I don't know if that, I just don't like that. And so I was like, how am I going to make money while I'm traveling? Like, there's no way. And so then I seen one of Cassidy's many posts about wraps or something. I don't know what it was, but she was like, I'm taking 4 people to join my team today. And I was like, all right. So I messaged her. I was like, how much do you make a month? She's like $500 to $1,000. I was like, sign me up. It was like that quick. She's like, all right, cool. And then now it's like, I don't know, you and Courtney are like some of my best friends. And it's like, maybe I can meet that girl from Texas.
So who was trying to recruit you?
Oh, right. Okay.
That just cracks me up.
So Jocelyn Yates, isn't that her last name? Yates?
Yeah.
Yeah, she followed my stuff and whatnot. And I went and clicked on her. I was like, okay, for one, her username is blah, blah, blah millionaires. I'm like, okay, she got money and she knows it. And so I was like, okay, so if I sign up under her, I'm going to be making her money. But if I signed up under Cass, I'd be making Cassidy money. And I would rather help Cass. So that's why I went under Cassidy, because I don't know, Cass, you're like my age. We're both just trying to make money, trying to make it on our own. And that Jocelyn girl's like, I'm a millionaire. I'm retired. I'm like, okay.
What was your mentality? Well, okay, what was the first thing you did? And I had to call you and be like, Ryan, that's not how you do it.
Well, I was signed up as a distributor for like an hour. And I was like, Cass, can I start selling this stuff? Like, can I get it going? She's like, sure. And Cassidy didn't even have time to explain it to me because I was just too crazy with it. And I sold this first thing, and this girl bought like a system. So it was like $150. I was like, yes, this is awesome. And then I ended up just buying it under me. And I was like, damn. But it's because at that point,
she didn't even know what a loyal was. So
yeah.
I was like, who is this Ryan girl and what did she do? And I'm like, where is this order? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And so I called her and I was like, whoa, we have to talk. Like, you cannot put anything else in the computer. And so I was like, I'm like not coming at you, but hold on. Let me tell you how to do this. And so she's like, oh, and I was like, it's okay. But that was her mentality. Like, we didn't even have a chance to even like talk to her or nothing. It was like, okay, I'm putting people in the computer. How do you get so many people in the computer?
Oh, okay. So every day I message, I don't even have a number. So many freaking people. It's stupid. And like, I keep that hundreds list that you guys are all supposed to be doing right now. I started that on the very first day I signed up, before I even knew what a hundreds list was. Like, every time that I would message somebody and they'd say, oh, I can't buy it right now, I get paid on the 5th. I'd write their name down, write the 5th, and then I'd message them again, and then they'd order it. And like, if they didn't, I didn't care, because I had another list of like 20 more people I had to message that day. And that's helped me a lot, is messaging people, figuring out like if they wanted to buy it now or buy it on their payday, and then messaging them again on their payday. That has helped me so much. And that's how I've got so many loyal customers. But distributors, I've got most of them by posting stuff. And like, I just am annoyed all of my friends bad, just like Cass was saying. But so like every time they see me, they're like, "Oh, does it work, Ryan?" I'm like, "Yeah." But how, like, after the first week of my friends being like, "You're so annoying," now they're like, "Wait, how are you making so much money?" And now they all want to join me. And so I don't know, it's really about, I post like probably 6 times a day, and it's normally like a picture of me doing something, because you guys told me don't ever post stock pictures, because I messed up at the beginning and I was doing that, like Googling whatever, It Works wraps, and then I'd save that picture, I post it, and I mean, who would want to buy that when I could like hold up a box of wraps and take a picture like that and post it? And then people are like, "Oh, she has it right now," kind of thing. So that's also helped me a lot. And then urgency, like putting a sense of urgency to everything. I'm like, okay, if you sign up right now, I can give you 40% off, even though I could do that any day. But I like to say like, "Oh, I only have 1 spot left. I'm only taking 1 more girl today," things like that. Or, "I can put you in right now. I'm ordering for somebody else." That's, I don't know. It makes it so people jump on it a little bit faster. Like, I know when I signed up under Cass, she was like, "Well, if you buy it right now, you get an extra box of wraps," because that was like the promo going on. And I was like, awesome. Like, gave her my card info that fast. And so that's helped a lot.
Does everyone just tell you yes?
No, definitely not. Like, it's pretty 50-50. And what sucks the most is, I think, is when you spend all day explaining being a distributor to somebody, and then at the end of the day, they're like, "Oh, I can't actually do it right now because blah, blah, blah." And you're just like, "Oh my God, I just spent an entire day sending you huge messages trying to explain this to you and getting you all set up, telling everybody about you." And then she's like, "No, I can't do it." But the thing is that then that just means you need to fill that box. Like, wherever you're planning a girl that's going to be just as good as her, and put her there.
Whenever you look at your chart, Ryan, do you see that, like, because we're pulled out her diamond chart, and how do you view your chart? Do you view your chart as, you need a ruby? I need a ruby under me to go diamond. How do you, because I know how you work your chart, how do you view the boxes on your chart?
I would say that I just view it as who's going to work the hardest and where I need to put people in order to help the person above them, things like that. It is like who's my strong people. I don't
do you view it as like, okay, this girl needs to go ruby, or do you take ownership of every box?
I take ownership of every box, like helping my girls out, but then again, it's like, I'm like, okay, you need to go ruby this month, so we're going to make it happen together. And
right.
That helps them a lot, hype them up. And then they're like, okay, we can do this, if you're going to help me. And then so once they get it, then they're good on their own. And then you don't have to take ownership of it as much.
Yeah, that's, I think that's just such a huge thing, looking at your boxes, looking at your empty spots, and knowing you're going to help them. Like, if Cass has an empty spot, I'm going to look at it and go, okay, how are we going to fill this box? And knowing that that's your chart. That's your chart regardless. Like, that's Ryan's diamond chart, and she's not going to sit there and wait for a girl to sign someone if there's an empty box under that girl. She's going to go out and make it happen. And I think that's that sense of urgency that you're just running. I mean, I don't think she's doing anything different. A lot of people have messaged me and said, like, how is she doing this? How is she doing this? And I have seen what she does. I've seen the messages she sends. And I would say the only difference in between the people, and I truly mean this, guys, the only difference in between the people that aren't boxed for diamond and that are close to being boxed for diamond is Ryan messages me all day. And I'm not telling you, like I said, to sacrifice your family. I'm just trying to tell you, like, what the difference is, and not to beat yourself up, and let it encourage you. The only difference is Ryan's messaging me all day. Hey, I'm talking to this girl. What should I say? Hey, this. And Ryan's busy. Will you tell everyone what you do?
Okay.
What don't you do?
I am a daycare preschool teacher from 9 to 3. And then after that, I also have my own photography business that I've had for 4 years. And so in any free time that I have, I'm normally doing someone's pictures. and that takes like an hour or so, and then I have to edit all those pictures, which takes another like 3, I don't know, a long time. And then I also have a second job at some restaurant, and I do that at night from like 6 to 9. And then I have a boyfriend that lives 6 hours from me, so on the weekends I have to go there. And what else do I do? And then I do this all damn day.
So that was just so impressive to me, is that, you know, she's not a mom, she's not married, but she's freaking busy. She probably might even be busier than me as a mom, you know. It's something that really, it hit home to me, because I'm like, it's not about your schedule. It's not about your circumstances. It's about how bad do you want this. And that, whenever Ryan, I figured out like how much stuff she had to do, I'm like, wow, she's one of the busiest people I've ever met. It's just her flame is so strong, and she wants this so bad that it's like, I mean, legit, like if she's in the bathroom, she's working her business. If she was, you know, blitzes everywhere, and it's not changing or stopping your life. I think that's the biggest thing that I want you to hear is Ryan has not changed her life. She hasn't changed her work schedule. She hasn't altered anything she's already doing. She's figured out a way to make it go with what she's already doing. And that's so important. So you can be the busiest person in the world. You can have any job, but if you can figure out how to make this just flow with that, it doesn't matter how busy you are or your circumstances. And I just think that's huge, Ryan, that you haven't let it be your excuse. You've let it be your why, because I know you don't always want to work that hard.
I kind of have a schedule too of what I do every day with my business as well. Like, so at night, I'll normally message about 30 girls, and that way I'll let myself sleep, but I'll go to sleep and then I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have messages back from maybe half of them, because, you know, some of them won't reply. But that way I can start my day off talking to those girls. And then once I get to work, if like the kids aren't being too crazy at the daycare, then I can sit there on my phone for a little bit and I can make some posts and stuff, and I can message people. And then if I ever have any free time at work, I'm trying to grow my business. I'm trying to plan something like, oh, I'm going to make a video today. Oh, I need to post this, or I'm helping out any of my girls under me, things like that. And I don't know, I'm pretty bad about doing it while I'm driving too. Like there's always, I can't, my mom's like, oh, what are you doing? She's sitting right here. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. I'm on my phone 24/7 now. I have to take time away from it to be like, actually talk to somebody in person, like my mom.
Yeah, that's what Cassidy was saying earlier, because her boyfriend lives out of town too. And I know Nellie and I had that conversation this morning. And Nellie's story was really cool. She said she told her fiance, like, look, this month I'm all in, I'm pushing, and I'm going to be on my phone a lot. And Ashley Sinclair, our ambassador, will tell you that that's one of the hardest things that ever happened to her marriage. And because, you know, she was married when she started this, and I think she was pregnant with Audrey, and she and Danny, it was very hard for him, because he's like, well, where do I fit into the picture? And Jay and I have gone through that, and I just, he doesn't like get mad at me, but it'll be like, okay, what are you doing? And I just really believe like communication is so key to your friends and your family, and being very honest. Nellie told her fiance, like, this month I'm going to be on my phone all the time. I'm going to sleep less. And like, I don't ever want you to think I'm sitting there behind you going, don't sleep, don't eat, don't, you know, that's not it. But when you get down to that crunch time, whenever you're ready to push for something, I mean, those of you that have had a baby, okay, I'm not trying to be gross, but like when it's time to push, it's time to push. And so Nellie knows, like, she wants to hone in and she's ready to push hard. So it isn't fun going diamond. I mean, it's really fun, but it's hard. It takes that grit, that grind, that 5 extra messages, that, you know, extra post in the morning, that the extra phone call, the extra call to me to say, hey, where should I move this loyal? It does. And when I went diamond, I legit would sleep like 5 hours at night. And, you know, I don't regret that. I don't regret that, because then this summer I gave my family 9 straight days at Disney. I gave my husband, you know, a fabulous trip for his 40th birthday to Vegas. So yes, I do sacrifice, like Ryan, like Nellie, like a lot of y'all, but I can tell you too that reaping those benefits are priceless. And I also know it won't always be like this. You know, that thing I sent to the group today that was like work, and you make a little money. And then I can't tell you how that is like the best visual ever. I worked so hard, and I remember my paycheck was like $50, and I'm like, I got paid, and Jay's like, yeah, what'd you make? Like 2 cents an hour. And then I started second guessing myself, and I started saying, well, I am working really hard, like, and I'm not really making that much money. And then the next month it would grow. And I'm like, well, I made $400. And he's like, you made $100 a week. He's like, how many hours have you been on your damn phone? You know, and I mean, he's just a realist. He's a numbers person. And I'm like, started thinking, maybe this, you know, I could go work at Walmart and make this and be in and out on a Saturday. But then when I realized what I was doing is growing a team of individuals where I started to teach y'all, and I'm getting paid off of everyone's efforts. That's whenever you start to understand what residual income is. That's whenever I'm literally sitting on the patio drinking a margarita yesterday, and Ryan's like, hey, you just made $80. Today she's like, hey, guess what? You just made $160, because her girls are getting fast started. And that's one of my diamond bonuses is every time Ryan fast starts a girl, I get $80. So I want you to look at, if you have the gallery view up on your computer or on your phone, and I want you to think about that. And Nellie and me and Kim talked about this in Waco. And if you know, someone's coded to me, so let's say Cassidy's coded to me. When I go diamond, and I just want y'all to hear me, and I know it doesn't always make sense because you're not there yet, but it doesn't mean I don't want you to know what this is and to strive for this and push for this. So if Cassidy signed every single person on my computer screen, and every single one of y'all just worked your business and just got 2 loyal customers in your first 30 days, right? That's it. That's all you did. Cassidy didn't do it for you. Cassidy's not having to go and find it. She's just teaching you and pouring into you. That would be 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, $80 in my bank account. Now imagine all of you signed just 2 people and taught them to do the same thing. Think about all those 80s. It's insane. Like, it is so insane. So I know sometimes you're working really hard. I know sometimes your paychecks don't match the hourly rate that you're worth. I know that, and I know what that feels like. But once you push right through that and you push right to diamond, it's sick. It is insane. You literally make beach money. You literally are laying in bed and your phone will go off and it'll say, you just got a deposit. And so what I'm telling you is push through with me, trust me, and keep running just like these girls are, just like you're doing, because it's so worth it. It's just so worth it. So do any of y'all have any questions? I'll unmute everybody. Do any of y'all have any questions for Ryan or for Cassidy? Hold on. Ashley, do you have any questions?
Oh, he could, but.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I unmuted everyone. I'm just calling everyone out, you know. Ashley, do you have any questions?
Isn't there more than one Ashley?
I don't know. Is the other Ashley on here? Where is she? Oh, Ashley Ewan. Sorry. I'm really tired. Ashley Fraley. Because you should know you're first on my screen because you can see my screen. I'm just kidding. Do you have any questions or any thoughts, Ash? I know you're newer and you're really excited.
I'm super pumped. Like, what kind of things do you guys normally say? Like, if someone says that they're interested in something, do you guys just go pretty much all fours? Pretty much like if they say anything that they're interested in as far as just pretty much try to get that loyal customer right then and there?
Ryan, you want to answer that?
Yeah. Okay, so my conversations are normally literally just about 4 messages. I'll say, hey, do you want to be a volunteer? They say, well, what does that mean? I explain it to them and I say, do you want to try something that has to do with weight loss, tightening and toning, growing your hair out, cleanses, skincare, blah, blah, blah. They pick something. I send them a screenshot or 2 or 3 of what I think is in their price range and what I think they would like. Or they pick one of them, and then I say, okay, put it out for 90 days. It's going to be $33, and I can order it for you now. Do you want me to? And they say, yeah. And I say, okay, give me your information, and then I get a loyal.
You're good. You're good.
So I think it works. Okay, tell them, say, can we call you in just a minute? Sorry. I think too, Ashley, like to piggyback on that, this is what's worked for me. And I don't know if some of you have ever heard me say this, but it was a couple of months ago. I was talking to someone and they're like, how do you sign people? And so I went and I listed off everyone I had signed. And every single person I had signed the last 2.5 months, I had gotten on the phone. Every one of them. And I don't tell them a lot. If I message you, like, because Ashley, your situation was a little different, I will say, like, hey, I think you'd be really great on my team. I love your profile. You have energy. And I sincerely mean that. I'm not going to send a girl a message that I think is great or wouldn't be good at this, because why would I do that? So I'll send that message, and if they say, well, what is it, Works, or can you tell me more, I never, ever, ever message them back. I will say, absolutely, what time can I call you? Every time. Because I want to hear my excitement, and I want to be able to know who I'm talking to. Are you a single mom? Are you a college student? Are you there's just so many different people, and like I want to know who you are so I can know how to talk to you. If you're broke and life stinks, I want to be able to tell you my story. If you're a college student, I might tell you Cassidy's story. So getting people on the phone for me, and I know Ryan's a little different. She does a lot of hers through text messages. But for me, just sealing the deal on the phone has really been successful.
Okay. I'm taking notes of.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it. You see this?
Yes.
I'm taking notes over here.
Who was that?
Me, Ryan.
Oh, yes.
So normally I do it all through text, but I messaged Angel, who's on this right now. I messaged last night, and I was just like, hey girl, I think you'll be good for this team. Do you want to join? Like, not expecting a reply back. She goes, call me. And I was like, all right. So I called her, and then we ended up meeting up at Starbucks, and she's a runner. She's into this, and she's like jumping with it, and I'm so excited. But like how you guys were just saying about calling, she wanted to call me. And I was like, wow, this girl actually is like really into this. And I was so excited. And she's already got, I think, 3 loyals just today. And this is her first, 12 hours of being a distributor.
That's awesome.
And tell, I guess, what did Angel say to you at Starbucks?
About what part?
About she walked in and she like said,
oh my gosh, yes. So my life. So she walked in. I was expecting to have to like get out all my charts and stuff, explain everything to her. Like, okay, so this is a health and beauty company. That's what I was expecting. But she like slaps her hands on the table. She goes, all right, so I have a PowerPoint. I have a list of the people I'm going to ask. I was like, whoa, girl. Like, she already was set and ready, and she didn't know anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was stoked. I was like, thank the Lord Almighty.
So do y'all have any other questions? Martha, Marty, Nellie, anyone? Tara? Anybody? No. I appreciate y'all taking time away from your family. I hope that was motivating. I hope it was inspiring to you to hear different people and how they've worked their business, how some are busy in different ways than others, and how we can always, it's just, you can always relate to somebody somehow. So Ryan and I are so different, but we have so much in common. you know, and I think that that's so important to keep in mind whenever you're prospecting and you talk to anybody is what can you make a connection with them on. You can't, for instance, one of my friends who's a sideline sister, she signed her chiropractor. Another one of mine signed her eye doctor. Would you walk into your eye doctor and try to sign them? Hell no, I wouldn't. I'd be like, they're a doctor, they're a chiropractor. These girls aren't scared. And so, like, you just never know. You never know how you.
My chiropractor.
Huh?
I asked mine.
Yeah.
Because he had a bunch of supplements that he got rid of.
Yeah.
He's thinking about it. He doesn't like to have a product that's not on hand.
Yeah. So you never know. You never ever know. Be bold, be brave, and you know, just how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to change your life? How much are you willing to sacrifice today for a better tomorrow? And I really believe that, you know, those of you that don't know me, I have an in-home daycare and I work 6 to 6 every day. I am so busy. Last year I worked 6 to 6 Monday through Friday. And I was like, okay, I want to quit my daycare so I can do this full time. And I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. But then this year, you know, I've been able to do this only Monday through Thursday, my daycare. So that's 1 day, 3 days, you know, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of freedom I have. And next year, my goal is to just do after school care. So, you know, it takes time, but it's so worth sacrificing today for the things that you can do for your family. So I just appreciate all y'all taking your time away, being on here, and you know my number, you know your sponsors' numbers, and anything you need. We're your #1 fans. We want nothing more than to help y'all be successful. I hope that all of you know you're not a box to me and you're not a dollar sign to me. I really want nothing more than for you to go out and change your life. So I love y'all very much. I will be in Mexico on Wednesday. And those of you that don't know, it's our Millionaire Upline is taking me and 33 other girls on a full paid trip to Mexico. And those are the kind of things you have to look forward to in this company. And all I did was work my business. That's all I did, and that's how I got to go. So I can't wait for you to experience those things with me because it's insane and it's so fun. That's the way life should be. So I love y'all. Have a good night. Keep hustling. I'll be up forever, you know, because I don't sleep. So anything you'll need, let me know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love y'all. Talk to you later.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Night, girl.
Bye, Richard.